Let's get started. Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with a welcome to tech innovation. Then we'll hit cloud computing fundamentals, followed by demystifying blockchain technology. After that, we'll dive into artificial intelligence and analytics, and we'll wrap it all up with tech governance and strategy.
All right, Section 1, welcome to Tech Innovation.
Moving right along to Section 2, Cloud Computing Fundamentals.
Okay, let's dive into this. The ICMA isn't testing your ability to write code or configure servers. What they really want to see is your understanding of real-world finance applications, the strategic implications of these technologies, and the risks they bring to an organization. Keeping that management accountant hat on, cloud computing is truly the backbone of modern finance infrastructure. Let's look at why. Traditionally, companies relied on legacy, on-premise accounting software. This meant dealing with incredibly slow upgrades, buying expensive physical servers, and managing huge capital expenditures, or CapEx. But by shifting infrastructure off-site to specialized providers, finance teams suddenly gain instant scalability and real-time collaboration. And crucially, from an accounting perspective, that heavy CapEx shifts to a predictable operational expense, or OpEx. It's a total game changer.
Let's break down the service models so you really understand the cloud ecosystem. The ICMA wants you to know these three tiers inside and out. First, we have IaaS, or Infrastructure as a Service. Think of this as your raw servers and storage, like AWS. Second is PaaS, Platform as a Service, which gives you the development environments for building custom apps. And third is SaaS, Software as a Service. This is where your everyday end-user apps like Workday or Salesforce live. For us as management accountants, SaaS ERPs are the big one because they enable continuous accounting and real-time reporting rather than making us wait weeks after month-end to see the numbers.
All right, pay close attention here, students. This is a massive CMA exam watch-out. When a company's data moves to the cloud, you don't just get to wash your hands of the responsibility. Cloud security and vendor governance become absolutely paramount. You will be tested on the crucial need for third-party risk management, strict monitoring of service-level agreements or SLAs, and ensuring data privacy compliance. Never, ever forget the control aspect.
Okay, Section 3, Demystifying Blockchain Technology.
I know. Blockchain is a buzzword that carries a whole lot of technical jargon. But please, do not let it intimidate you. We're going to look at exactly what it means for accounting. If we were in a classroom together, I'd write this right on the whiteboard. At its core, a blockchain is simply a shared, immutable, decentralized digital ledger. That's literally it. It's just a way of keeping records that everyone agrees on and no one can secretly alter.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how it fundamentally changes our day-to-day work. In traditional accounting, if Company A sells to Company B, both sides keep their own isolated general ledgers. That means a ton of heavy, time-consuming intercompany and vendor reconciliations just to make sure those two isolated ledgers match up. But with triple-entry accounting, powered by blockchain, transactions are cryptographically sealed directly into a shared ledger. Both parties are looking at the exact same mathematically verified record at the exact same time.
To really nail this for the exam, you've got to remember three core features. First, decentralization, meaning no single entity controls the ledger. Second, immutability. Once a record is added, it absolutely cannot be altered or deleted. And third, smart contracts. This one is brilliant. These are self-executing contracts with predefined logic built right in. Just imagine a contract that automatically releases payment to a vendor the exact moment a shipping container passes a specific GPS checkpoint. No manual invoicing required whatsoever.
And here is another high-yield CMA exam watch-out for you. The ICMA wants you to know exactly why we care about this. Triple-entry accounting creates an unalterable, verifiable audit trail. This directly impacts your day-to-day work as a management accountant by drastically reducing reconciliation costs, streamlining audit testing, and virtually eliminating certain types of audit fraud.
Let's shift gears to Section 4, Artificial Intelligence and Analytics. Unlike traditional rule-based tools that just follow static instructions, machine learning algorithms analyze massive data sets to find hidden patterns. And the crazy part? They actually improve over time without being explicitly programmed to do so. In the context of finance transformation, this AI operates on three main frontiers. First, predictive forecasting, where AI models combine internal data with external indicators, like macroeconomics or raw material prices, to generate highly accurate rolling forecasts. Second, fraud detection and anomaly recognition. Algorithms can scan millions of journal entries in real time to spot a duplicate invoice instantly. And third, natural language processing, or NLP, which can read unstructured documents to extract key financial terms directly from things like SEC filings or complex lease contracts. It's a perfect example of how technology acts as a massive force multiplier for finance teams.
But that brings up a really critical question, and one I want you to think about carefully as an analyst. What happens if the historical data we use to train these incredible AI models is actually flawed?
The answer introduces two specific risks you absolutely must know for the exam: algorithmic bias and black box risk. Basically, if the inputs are flawed, the outputs will be flawed. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out. Furthermore, black box risk means the AI is making decisions without transparent, easily understandable logic. Because of this, it is an absolute necessity for management accountants to maintain human oversight. We call this human-in-the-loop governance. You can't just let the AI run wild.
And that brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Tech Governance and Strategy.
So the crucial point is this: understanding the technology is great, but evaluating these investments from a strategic and risk standpoint is where you really earn your certification. You need a framework for analyzing these scenarios on the exam. Think of these 4 governing principles as your ultimate cheat sheet. 1. Strategic alignment. Does this tech actually support a long-term competitive advantage, or is it just a shiny new toy? 2. Cost-benefit analysis. 3. Data governance and security. Think data integrity and privacy compliance like GDPR. And 4. Change management and culture.
Let's expand on step 2 for a second, the cost-benefit analysis. When you're sitting for the exam, do not just look at the price tag of the software. You have to evaluate the total cost of ownership against the efficiency and strategic agility gains. Total cost of ownership means calculating all the hidden costs. The software itself, sure, but also the data migration, the change management, and the extensive retraining of your entire staff.
Which leads directly into my final CMA exam watch-out for you today. You can buy the most advanced, brilliant AI or cloud system in the world, but technology transformation fails most often due to employee resistance. Adequate change management, comprehensive training, and strong leadership buy-in are absolutely critical to ensure these new systems actually work in practice. The human element is just as testable as the technology itself. Well, we've covered cloud computing, blockchain, AI, and the strategic governance required to actually implement them successfully. So I have one final question for you. Are you ready to confidently conquer Section F and completely transform your career trajectory? Because after mastering these concepts and understanding exactly how the ICMA tests the risks and applications, I know for sure that you are. Keep applying these frameworks to your practice questions, and I will see you in our next explainer.